Hey everybody, Austin back again with another Let's Play video. Continuing our Sega Master System Let's Play Marathon for July 2014. Now, as you can see, this is Black Belt, again for the Master System, apparently released in 1986. And for an 86 release, this is a pretty solid game. Not a very complicated game until you get to what you see here, the fighting game-ish modes. But for 86, it definitely outdid whatever else was available at the time, home console-wise. It's a really decent looking game. It's got a lot of parallax scrolling in the background. The main characters aren't that complicated, but it's fast, it's fluid, it's got some cool scrolling, and yeah. Now, like all my Master System Let's Play videos, I make no guarantees at being able to beat this game. And to be honest with you, I haven't completed this game since I was in high school back in the late 1990s. It's been a very long time since I've actually completed this game. And it's a tough game. The boss fights, which you see here in the fighting game-like modes, these are the boss fights. And you have to complete them in a very specific kind of manner. And, you know, kind of like my Considing Let's Play video, there was a boss I experienced in that game where I had to attack him in a very specific position. Fighting bosses in Black Belt is kind of like that. And it can get a little frustrating because you're going to be punching these guys and it looks like you've made contact, but you're not going to be dealing any damage. Well, your fist is going to go right through them, and they're going to punch you and take half your life away like this boss has been doing. It's tricky. So, before I actually start the gameplay video, I wanted to let you guys know that this game was actually a game based on Fist of the North Star in Japan, which is a Japanese manga or anime or both, or I don't really keep up with that stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, it's basically a Japanese series, and it was renamed as Black Belt in North America because I don't think Fist of the North Star was very popular over here from a mainstream perspective, so maybe they thought that it wouldn't catch on as well if they named it that. Also, Fist of the North Star is known for having lots of blood and gore, and I don't know if the Master System version was bloody or not in Japan, but I know in later times, I think that was a reason why they didn't. Like, when Last Battle came out over here in North America, that was also based on Fist of the North Star. And the Japanese version had a lot of blood, and that was all cut out, I believe, for the Sega Genesis North American release. And it was renamed as well, just like Black Belt was. So let's go ahead and hit start and get into the game. Again, I make no guarantees at progressing through to the end of this game, but I'll try my best. So, Black Belt has a couple of functions. You can punch, like so. And you can duck and punch, and you can kick, which has a little more reach, but I personally prefer the punch. It seems to come out faster. By pressing up or holding up, you can actually jump, and holding up and then pressing the second button, button 2, will allow you to jump kick, like so. Pressing down then up will allow you to super jump, as I'll call it for the rest of this video. I'm not sure what it's actually called. But, yeah, you can super jump up really high, which is pretty much the only way to grab power-ups in this game. And then lastly, you can actually do a small ground kick, which is probably the most useless move in the game. Because, I don't know, it's just easier to just punch straight. The enemies don't usually get that complicated, although they do more attacks later on in the game. They can get very difficult. But the low sweeping kick doesn't really do much at all. Maybe on some bosses, but for the most part, you're not going to be using it. So just focus on punching, using your jump kicks, and so forth. Now, there is actually an invulnerability power-up. That was actually the first power-up I got. It's the red Japanese symbol right there. When you get this icon, you pretty much have a certain amount of hits where you will take no damage. So essentially you're invulnerable until you take a certain amount of hits. And so let me just let him hit me. See, he hit me enough and now it's worn off. I'm no longer invincible. But the second you see that item, especially on later stages, grab it. Like, grab it right away. You know, I'm looking at this background right now, and there's actually a lot of layers of scrolling, which was, I mean, there's at least, how many can I count? Let me keep moving to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see at least 4 or 5 layers of scrolling, which is pretty impressive for a Master System game. You didn't really see scrolling like that in a lot of NES games, and it wasn't really till the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo days that you saw lots of scrolling and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, every boss in this game has weaknesses. Some bosses will be vulnerable to kicks primarily, others will be vulnerable to punches, others will be vulnerable to low attacks maybe, others will be vulnerable. You know, every boss has a very specific way to beat them, and this boss in particular, punches are pretty good. If you can get him in a corner especially, you can just wail on him. But jump kicks and kicks aren't quite as useful. The next boss, I think kicks are actually better. It's been a few weeks since I played this game, so I'm going to have to learn the hard way. Now, one way you can actually speed through the game is to just keep running forward and using your jump kicks, and just pretty much ignore the enemies up to a certain point. And, so, if, you know, Black Belt's one of those games that doesn't have any continues. And so, if you're trying to get back to wherever you got a game over at, you can try to get through the game a little bit faster, like so. And if an enemy hits you from behind, they sort of just propel you forward a little bit. So, especially if you're invulnerable, it's almost like getting hit by the enemy is helping you. It's helping you get through the level faster. And so, Black Belt is kind of a fun game for speedrunning in a way, because you can sort of just flow through the enemies really fast by just jump kicking through them and keeping your momentum up, like so. Just keep moving, keep moving. And even if they hit you, oh, thanks for pushing me. Like, oh, thanks for the boost. So I'm going to try to jump kick this guy. Oops. Yeah, see, I punched him and it basically did no damage. And I forgot, is it kicking or is it jump kicking that's good on this guy? And I'm not... I think it's jump kicking that's good on him. Yeah. One more hit and I'm dead. That was bad. I don't think you can jump super high in this mode. Wait. Yeah, you can. You should be able to. Durr. That's what I should have been doing. Just like that. Oh, you can punch this thing. Okay. What is wrong with me? This guy's never been difficult for me before. Ever. How many lives do I have? 2 lives left. Okay. See, this is the thing about Black Belt. It can get tricky. And if you're not well practiced, Master System games are most Master System games you'll play are very especially the early ones. The first couple years the Master System was out, it was mostly arcade-style games. Because, you know, yeah, it's just what it got. It didn't have a whole lot of RPGs in the beginning, or adventure games, or anything like that. Most of the games on the early Master System library were arcade-style games, and including this. So they require practice, and they require memorization. They are difficult. Master System arcade-style games are not walks in the park. They are challenging, and they require practice, and Black Belt is no exception. And so, but once you figure out the pattern of some of these bosses, they shouldn't be that difficult. I am a little rusty right now, though, so they're posing to be a challenge for me. So this level, interestingly enough, the further you get through the game, the shorter the levels are. At least right now. Like this, I'm sorry, the first level I played through, there were like 4 or 5 mini-bosses. The second level I played, there was only like 3 mini-bosses. This level I'm going to play, there's only 2 mini-bosses. Like this is a mini-boss, essentially. So... and the next level, I don't know if they raise the amount of mini-bosses again. Well, I guess we'll find out. But this level is shorter than the other levels I was at. Look, I'm at... oh, there's only 1 mini-boss. I'm at the boss already. Okay, so this guy, I totally forgot. I think it's just jump kicking over and over. And this guy will destroy you fast. He deals a ton of damage. So So jump kick him over and over. Oh. I mean, he'll literally kill you in like 3 or 4 hits. He does this one attack where he flies all the way across the screen, which is always his first attack, by the way, so you can super jump over it. But bosses have weird properties when it comes to hit priority. Like, if your fist is already out and it looks like it should make contact with the enemy, they might punch while your fist is already out and override your attack. And as you could see, or as you saw, that actually happened multiple times. And pretty much all of these bosses. So you have to be very careful about that. And in my opinion, this is where the game gets really freaking difficult with these enemies. These guys with the swords are a pain. As long as you can keep your momentum going. Okay, whip dude, really? Okay, jeez, man. Stop attacking so quickly. I don't remember him attacking so fast. Alright, well, we pretty much got destroyed by that guy. Let's hope that we can get a power-up here. Jeez, man. Stop it. See, that's good. I got the invulnerability power-up. Got an extra life, I think. I just heard a sound effect that doesn't usually sound, so it must be an extra life. Maybe we'll get a health power-up now. I'm trying to just skip these enemies. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with them. Alright, we're at the boss now. Alright, this boss is really weird. And I don't remember, you're supposed to like... You're supposed to like bait him into attacking, and then you can punch him, but it doesn't always work. Like that. Oh, I can't believe I did that. The last time I got to him, I think I lost like 4 lives in a row. Like, I got to him, I had a perfect game, and then just bam, game over once I got to him. So, but basically what you're supposed to do is punch and then duck, and then get up right away and punch straight. It's like, punch, dodge, punch, punch, dodge, punch, punch, dodge, punch. And it's a real serious pain. This boss is tough as well. I don't know if I'm going to beat him because he's definitely tricky. And we've got these like men-woman here? Man-woman? Or are they just women and they look like dudes? Maybe it's both. Coming after me. We got these dudes with flamethrowers. They're definitely a little more tricky. I don't think you can punch the flames. Whereas other projectile enemies earlier in the game, guys that throw like ninja stars and so forth, you can punch those away. But I don't think you can punch the flames away. Wow, these guys are making it easy on me. Just like jump right into my jump kicks. Alright, some more flamethrower guys. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. Maybe with some more power-ups. Perhaps, perhaps not. Boss time? Nope. Flamethrower guys again. Might be boss time after this. Invulnerability. Nope, no boss time. Now it's the boss time. Now this guy is weird. I have a theory on what damages him, and I want to say every time you hit him, the attack that actually damages him changes. So it might be your punch on one attack, and then it'll be a jump kick on another. and then it'll be like a ducking punch on the next or something like that. It's weird. Because there will be times where you have him cornered, and you'll just punch him over and over again, and it won't actually damage him. Like this, see? Not doing any damage. So... Oh, I got him! I think you have to pretty much jump kick him at the end in order to defeat him. I've seen that in a video. I watched a Let's Play a few weeks back when I got this game. And because I was like, how do I beat this guy? And so when you don't know how to beat a boss, you go watch a video instead of trying over and over, because there are no continues in this game. So, and I was like, okay. But I don't think I've ever beaten him since watching that video. And because I haven't been able to get that jump kick off. And I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to do with this dude. Just jump kick him over and over? Oh, that was close. Wonder if I can just corner him and just keep punching him. Let's see what happens. If I can get him that far up to the wall. Yeah, his kicks really override whatever you're doing. The second he kicks is just... I guess I can probably keep it safe like the first boss. Ooh, no, not if he kicks. If he wants to kick, it's... I think that's it. Shoot, game over. Well, that sucks. Well, that's it, guys. I'm not going to go ahead and go through the game again. But, yeah, that's Black Belt for the Sega Master System. It's a pretty cool little game. It's one of the cheaper games in the system. It's one of the earlier games in the system. So I don't know, maybe they made more copies of it or something like that. So it's not a very rare game at all. And if you like this sort of game, if you like Iram's Kung Fu or Kung Fu Master, the arcade game, basically games where you just move left and right and punch and kick and that's it. Black Belt is a solid game in that sort of genre of games. And it's pretty cool. I think it's a solid game. If you like what you see or like what you saw and you have a Master System, either pick it up or emulate it or something like that. Give it a shot. But anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video as usual. Thanks for watching. We've got a lot more videos in this Sega Master System Let's Play Marathon for July 2014 on the way shortly, so stay tuned very soon for another video. So until then, guys, take care.